Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about objects and records in Salesforce. This is a very basic concept, and in object oriented programming whenever we hear about objects we mean to say that there is a class and for that there should be an object. But in Salesforce the terminology is a bit different, but the records mean the same. So we will discuss what does objects mean in Salesforce and what are records and how do we create records in Salesforce. So there are two basic objects in Salesforce. One is account and another one is contact. We haven't discussed this in Sales Cloud, Marketing Cloud or things like that, but these are almost common in every cloud. And what do they mean? We will go to that, but before that, what is an object? So object is nothing but the table in Salesforce. What do you mean by table? So you might remember there are databases. There are databases, and in the databases you used to create tables, right? Tables containing records, tables containing data. Those are known as objects in Salesforce. Or better terminology is S object in Salesforce. S object in Salesforce means Salesforce objects. So tables in Salesforce are known as nothing but the S objects. When we say account S object or contact S object, we are internally referring to account table or the contact table. So this is one record and this is another record of the account S object. Similarly, contact is another table in Salesforce. Contact is another S object in Salesforce. So one of the record of contact becomes this one. Another record becomes this one. ID is this. Contact name can be the name of the person, and account is whatever account is there. Phone is this and email is this. But what are accounts? What is the significance of account? What is the significance of contact? I've told you this account and this contact or this S object is available in almost every cloud, and it is being used in almost every cloud. So we need to understand the significance of it. So account S object is nothing but, so let's say you are making a deal. You are making a sales deal with a company known as XYZ company. So that XYZ company becomes the account. Why? Because that is giving business to me. So I am tying up, I am dealing with that particular company. That's why that company becomes an account for me, because that will give money to me. That will contribute to the profit of my company. So that particular company becomes my account. But what are contacts? So contacts are nothing but employees working in that particular account. So I'm making a website for some XYZ company and I am contacting Ramesh Narang. That's just an example. I'm contacting Naresh Narang for some kind of communication that is happening between us, between the two companies, between my company and my client. And my client, XYZ company, what communication is happening? I need to contact some person, right? So that contact or that person becomes the contact, right? Similarly, there can be other contacts as well. There can be other person in the company, in that XYZ company. Those all becomes the contacts. So company name becomes the account because they provide me profit, and contact becomes the employees of that account, employees of that company. Julie Chatterjee becomes the contact of S-Force account. Ramesh Narang becomes the contact of Edge Communication account. So that's how we establish relationship between the account and contact. Account will be a field in contact so that we can link a particular contact to a particular account. Now, in real time, when you log into Salesforce in your developer account, how will you create account? How will you create contact? Or how will you associate with these S objects? And how will you create records of these S objects? So where to find them? You can go to setup. Setup is the first screen that opens up when you log in. And once you click on object manager, you will see a list of S objects or list of tables. So these are the S objects in Salesforce available. The very first one is account. Account is an S object. We can see the fields of it. We can see the page layout. We'll talk more about them. What are these and how we can go about it. But this particular screen stores the metadata of this particular table, which we now know as that these are known as S objects. Similarly, we can find contact. Contact is another S object. But how do we actually create records of these? These are the metadata. Okay, this is the table and these are the fields inside the contact. But how do we actually create this record which we show over here? Julie Chatterjee, S4. How do we create it? So we can simply go to our sales console. So account and contact are very common S objects used in almost all clouds. So I'll simply go to one of the clouds. Let it be sales console or the sales cloud. So once the sales console opens up, I can select one of the objects. I can select account. I can select contacts. So what you need to understand over here is this is the record screen. This is the table screen. This is the S object screen. This is the record view we say. And this is the list view. So you can go to all contacts if you want to see all contacts over here. Similarly, if you want to see what are the contacts created by you, you can go to my contacts. Similarly, if you want to see what are the recently viewed contacts, so you can go to recently viewed, but we haven't viewed anything, so I'll go to all contacts and show you what a contact record looks like. So I'll open any one of the records. So this is the table. Now you could relate to this, right? So this is the contact, this is the table. Similarly, this is the contact S object and this is the table. Now if you open any one particular record, you can see the details of it. You can see the account name associated with it. You can see the phone number, email address, and many different fields that are there in contact object. But how do you actually create one record? Either of the contact or of the account. So let me go to this new button. You see this new button? We can create a new record by going to this new button. Now I'll enter different details. Whatever star is mentioned, those becomes the mandatory. So I'll mention learning last name as my last name, and I can enter the account name. I can enter Salesforce. I can pick the same person, right? So I'll correct the name, Julie Chatterjee. So I'll have Julie as the first name, Chatterjee as the last name, and this is just an example. And then department, and there are all different kind of fields, but I will just mark the mandatory ones and save it. So this is that simple to create a record in Salesforce. This is that simple. How do you see the details? You can go to the details tab. You can go to the details tab and see the details. Simple. So this is the name of my contact, Julie Chatterjee. This belongs to Salesforce account and things like that. So you see this particular contact is linked to this particular account. Now if I go to the account, I can see the details of it as well, right? But what if I want to create a new account? Procedure is same. Go to the account level and click on new. Enter the details. Whatever the mandatory ones are, you need to fill them. So I'll say Salesforce was already created. I'll say Salesforce 2. I'll create Salesforce 2 and then click on save. That's it. My another record is created in Salesforce. So this is that simple. Salesforce is that simple. So in order to create a new record in databases, in order to link those databases, all those kind of bulky tasks are now simplified in one platform known as the Salesforce. We will continue our learning in the upcoming videos. Till then, bye bye, thank you, and happy learning.